Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the farm. Today I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning on Thomas's Miata, basically to save him some time. I'm going to go and clean the mass airflow sensor, and then we're going to go and take a look at the throttle body and see if I need to shoot a bunch of SeaFoam into that and clean out the throttle body and get rid of some carbon deposits. Since we haven't taken this stuff apart, we don't know what kind of condition they're in. Vehicle's got 160,000 miles on it or so, and we don't know if any of this stuff's been done. So if anything, it'd be a good reason to take it apart, check it over, inspect it, clean it, put it all back together. The other thing is there's a check engine soon light on, and when we go and jumper the two contacts to put it into diagnostic mode to tell us what we need to know to figure out which codes we need to investigate, it won't flash. I don't know why, but the mechanic we bought it from said he had this same problem, and it's a transition from 95 to 96, so it's kind of a red-headed bastard stepchild, supposedly. It may not act like it's supposed to. I don't know. I just do know that we can't get the computer codes out of it, so one of the things that I'm going to do that needs to be done anyway is kind of go from the front of the vehicle to the back of the vehicle and at least look at every single item that it could be failing. And, you know, if we find something obviously wrong, fix it, replace it. So come along with me today as I go and clean a mass airflow sensor and check out the throttle body on Thomas's 1996 Mazda Miata. Today we're going to inspect the mass airflow sensor. That's the sensor in a little box that's just after the air box and before it goes through the tubing to go over to the throttle body. We're going to take it out, inspect it, clean it, and probably just put it right back in. We might get to the throttle body. Let's get to work. We've successfully removed, inspected, and cleaned the mass airflow sensor. I had a little can of stuff, went and shot it in there, then went and blew it off with some air, made sure everything was nice and dry, and put it all back together. And it seems to be fine. It doesn't seem to be any damage to it. It's not encrusted with anything. The little wires in there are still intact and look like they're okay. And next, we're going to go over and inspect the throttle body and see what that looks like. I have my suspicions there's probably going to be some carbon buildup, but we shall see. look at the throttle body. It's pretty clean. Yeah, I see a little bit of crud in there, up in the corners or next to the little axle that runs through it. But other than that, it looks pretty darn clean. See what it looks like when I open it up. It's still relatively clean. That's not bad. I expected a lot worse. Somebody's giving this a little love. We'll have to shoot it with a little bit of, what do you call it? SeaFoam. And get rid of a little bit of that. And we'll move on to the next thing. Now that I finished my inspection, Mazda went and put the PCV, or the crank ventilation tube, right here at the top, right before it goes into the valve body. That's why I expected to see a bunch of oily crud in there, but it looks pretty clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this little hole to shoot our SeaFoam into, so that everything's hooked up and circulating, and it'll work. Next, we're going to start it up and feed it some SeaFoam. Ran a whole can of SeaFoam into it, running it with my hand, and I can tell already it's running better than it was when I started. It's smoother, it's quieter, it doesn't wiggle. That SeaFoam is some good stuff. Excuse me. And that oil vent tube being right there in front of the throttle body really helped out. You just stick the little tube of SeaFoam in there and let it go to town. I can't believe it. It's already running better. So, 2 more things checked off the list. We checked out the throttle body. It's in good condition. Everything works like it's supposed to. No sticks, no wiggles. Everything's tight. The mass airflow sensor seems to be intact, and it's been cleaned. The throttle body's definitely been cleaned, and the intake manifold's been cleaned from the inside. So we got that earmarked off the list. You can barely hear the engine run, and before I did this, that tachometer would sit there and bounce between about 850 to 1,000. Just bounce, 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 bounce. It's evened out dramatically. So, looks like we did some good. But as you can see, that pesky check engine soon light is still there. We'll have to reset it and see if I made a difference. If not, next we're going to go and check the PCB, which I looked at it, but I didn't take it out and look at it. I think it's fine. We've got two O2 sensors on here, and one of those is probably bad, or maybe the wiring's damaged. We'll see. But that's the next step. Thanks for hanging out with us on the farm today, getting a little bit of work done on Thomas's Miata. Come on back and we'll have more of these videos and tractor videos. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Come back and see us.